Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is King Cat, and King Cat is back with Catfish Tyler. We're going to get this show started right here, right now, and that is because we can see that SOFI is once again consolidating here on the bottom. That's right. I'm on out of here. We're going to let King Cat take over. Let's welcome Catfish Tyler. I'll be back later, everybody. All right. Welcome, all of you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here and for showing up on my feed that will hopefully stay live. It says we have an excellent feed right now, but we've been having some experiencing difficulties, and we've been experiencing technical difficulties. But we're going to bring up what was going on right now with SOFI, and we're going to take this stream here and put it over on this page right here. And part of it is, as you can see, maybe I was just connected. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disconnect from this. Just give me a second. And because I know that my VPN actually reduces things for me, and I don't want to do that. So hold on a second here. Just give me a moment whilst I do what I does. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we're going to now come up here, boop, like that, and up like this, and go like this. And then we're going to get on this page, and we're going to log out. Shoosh, down here at the bottom, and log out. There we go. Boom, boom. All right. So, folks, I want to thank you for being here. We are going to be, we're sourcing here this information on institutions, and this is cool because Fintel updates it real time. We've now jumped to almost 700. We're at 699. I wonder who's going to be the lucky number 7 institution to come in. 700 institutions, up quite a bit. Yahoo was showing 613. Then I noted that it jumped to 633. Then I got on the Fintel and saw it was much more than that, but it's kept climbing from 691 to 692, 694, 696, 698, 699. So that's very good for us to have that increasing institutional ownership, because guess what they're doing? They're gobbling up shares. That's right. They're making shares less available, and that's what we want to see happening, folks. And we want to see it happening on this volume that we're seeing. So now I should be able to. OBS disconnected. What did I do? Oh my gosh, I am going.
Crazy, I know. I lost my sister on the phone. Cheryl, I can't hear you anymore.
It says here. We got end stream. I'm looking over here. It says live 328, 329. It still says live. So I'm apparently up live. Let's go to my channel and we should be able to see it over here, right here. There it is, live. Bam. I'm up and we're live. Yay. It looks like we're still up and running, folks. It looks like we are. And yes, indeed. I'm just checking here to make sure that we are. And indeed, it appears that we are. So that's good. I was just wondering what the heck happened again. Every time I come up here live on this thing, I get knocked off. And we're going to say hey to all you folks on the chat. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're going to be persistent. That's one thing you'll find that we are here. The cat is consistent and persistent. Persistent, consistent. Let's try this one more time. So I am back, and we're going to try to show you what's going on here. We're looking very, very solid here, holding up at 848. A very nice pop today, which was something I sort of thought would be happening, and it is indeed. And you can see that there was nobody at all had any desire to sell this stock down at 808 today or 813, did they? No, they didn't. We saw a very nice increase. The low today, look at this, 816, 1 penny they're showing. Now, hold on. Make sure we're on the current. Yep. And what do you say? They got it. I've been telling you already, folks, if they couldn't get the low lower, which the day they did, the high would be the number. Today, they couldn't stop the high, so they went after the low. And this is exactly word for word, virtually what I'm talking about. All right? So you can see here, they couldn't stop the high. All right, so they went after the low. They couldn't stop the low. This is the way they're going to play this game. So now they're swapping highs and lows. Okay, you see that? They gave up. They gave up on the low yesterday because everybody wanted too much of it too early, and it went up to 817. They couldn't beat the low, so they went after the high by a penny. And then today they couldn't stop this high, so they went after the low. Guess what? By a penny. What a coincidence, huh? And this is exactly what I told you would be happening, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I want to thank you all for being here, whoever's come back again now, trying to get these folks aboard and keep them aboard here with all this. Like I said, we know what's going on. There's a lot of storm damage, a lot of repairs, and I put on a little video here during the lunchtime hour, just up until almost 1, and I wanted to show people that are just going to watch my regular videos, because I get a lot of people that watch just my regular postings rather than my live, and I'll be probably seeing more people checking out that posting that I just put up than this one live. Jacob, yes, we got it over here. Jacob, I see your comment, and you too, yep, it says, yeah, probably those push-ups. Yeah, I hear you, man. That's funny stuff. Those push-ups, man, that's what makes you more durable. But look at what Sofi's doing. It's the one that's been doing the push-ups lately, man. Look at this thing just pushing upwards. And by the way, this is something that I kind of said I thought would happen, and I did it based on the history of this stock, going back to every time that it's been knocked down. And folks, did I ever put together some numbers for everybody to show the methodology and the major swings on this stock, up and down and up and down? And I started from this time right here, which was going to be on the summary date. I'm going to go to the summary page, and this is the date that I decided to start my analysis on the price runs on this stock, and it was right here on this earnings date, which was November 1st, 2022, and it was the release of the earnings for the third quarter. And then I said, let's follow and track this stock from that day, which is where I started right here, folks. And I did track it from $5.44, where it was the day before earnings on November 1st. That was on October the 31st, Halloween. The price was $5.44. And folks, these swings are big time, from these lows to these highs, back to the lows to the highs, to the lows to the highs. The first swing was $1. The next one $1.53 to the downside. The next one $1.19 up. The next one $1.89 down. The next one $4 up. The next one $2.58 down. That's $2.58 down. Then 88 cents up, and that was right before the last earnings call on May the 1st. Then look at it down 29.88% to $4.59. And that was after the earnings call where they beat the street. That was this earnings call right here, folks. This one here. Okay? So I want you to see this one right here beat the street, and the price ran from $6.54 all the way down. That was when Chiaverini even came at it on May 15th and said it should be, the price of SoFi should be $2.50. And I have that number too, folks. These swings have been massive. 48% swing when it went from the 1020, the 445 low. It went up, folks, 56% from that David Chiaverini 1023, folks, 56% gain. My gosh, this thing has just been making massive moves. After the 56% gain, it was down 24% in just a few days. It only took freaking 2 weeks, and then back up 24% in 3 weeks, and then back down 11%, then back up 24%, and that took freaking 4 days. All right, these are big swings that are occurring on the stock, and a lot of people making a lot of money. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And we can too if we play our cards right on this stock. And I tell you right now, this is just a very, very solid wall here now of support. It appears at 848, and that's nice. That's a nice number. I like that number, Jacob. Probably those push-ups. Yep. Well, I want to just thank you all for being over here and checking in on me. while we try to get this thing off the ground, because it really does look like it's starting to make the same similar move that we saw after the David Chiaverini May 15th. And I point this out. Look at what we were having happen for highs each day after. May 15th, it actually dropped the next day, May 16th, even though they got the lowest low on the 15th, it dropped, right? And then it made a gradual increase from the 82 to the 98, so 16 cents there. And then it went up from there another exactly 16 cents before it had the little penny pullback. And here we are in the penny pullbacks again. There's a penny pullback there. Look at this right here, penny pullback right there. And you see then it started to run here, but they tried to pull it back a penny. It didn't. They beat it by a penny. So watch how this runs here. 549 for the high, then 522. It was just going off on them. Then they were able to pull it back right here. And this number 522 to 509 is 13 cents, by the way, exactly 13 cents. I've tracked this before, but I'm tracking it for you now, and anybody that's new here and hadn't seen these things that I'm showing to you, because what then it did after that 522 is what it's going to do now. It went to 559, 610, 663, 671. These started to become bigger jumps. 707, 714, 764, 766, 50-cent jump, 811, 30-cent jump, 840, and then folks, it went to 1023. All right, and that's what I'm saying. We're looking at the same sort of signals here I'm getting on this stock now. And look at it just now, touching with the 45 and 50-day. Expect a bounce right here, right now. No other place I'd rather be. Okay, that's what I say. Should be our theme song. Should be our theme song, folks, for us longs. And it's going to break back over 850 right now and begin its nice propulsion upwards on what I think will end up around 25 million shares today. And if we see anything over that, we're going to see that 866 or above close. 888's in our target soon enough, and then 999, and then 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10. All right, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm just using history, folks, to show me what the future is going to be holding. And we've looked at some other stocks today. I want to look at them again. One of them is DNA, and it is still doing well, up 20% today. We're going to look at some others that were thrown out to us and see what we've got. For anybody that might be coming in here now and can remind me on some of these, but we had RBT, which is one of my picks from when it was at 33 cents. And where is it today? Oh, a nice move on that one too. Very nice, very nice. And it's still a good place to be buying here, because this was over 62 cents just a few days ago. So I think it's just a nice little healthy pullback on this one before it ascends on up. So RBT, keep an eye on that one, folks. You might want it because so many people are insiders that own this, and institutions, folks. I share with you 229 million shares out there outstanding, and we got held by insiders 63%, held by institutions 82.66%. How does 82 plus 63, what? So that didn't make sense to me. That's why I bought it when it was 32 cents, and now you can see where it is. Looks very, very, very easy for this one to go into the dollar field possibly soon. On any news, too. And regarding RBT, let's go over to their summary page quickly to see what news they've got. 7 days ago, Rubicon Technologies announced its termination of SEPA. And that they were hit down by then. They were hit down, and I told everybody it was time to buy them 7 days ago. So look at this chart and look at how they were. 172. Okay? And then they ran all the way down. Now starting to make their recovery, I believe. And you can see it looks very evident. But let's get over here, and I'm just going to keep it. I want to see who rings 700. Who wants to be the 700th institution to own shares in SoFi? I want to write them down when we hit 700. Right, folks? So congratulations on everybody now at 848 as we rise. And Shaniza, I know that you're probably pretty happy to see this gain. And everybody else is as well. I want to thank you for being here with me as we watch this thing start to begin. Like I said, this is still a grape bead on the vine, the size of a BB, really. Not the grape at all, but the beginnings, the blossom just dropped off, and now we got the little bead there. And folks, this is where we're going to see the grapes really start to taste better and better. We let them get bigger and bigger and darker, and one day we're going to have us a nice red wine with our prime rib, folks. And then we'll have the top of the line whites to go with our lobster tail and crab legs. And we'll do these all in in order. We'll enjoy them in series. Folks, this is going to be a really, really sweet day for us. I said that at the beginning on my first opening YouTube attempt to display, and I see if we're still up and playing, and it looks like we are, surprisingly. And I want to thank you all for being here. Look at that. We're up to 896 subscribers over here, folks. 896, but because of people like you, and I want to thank you for having subscribed, and thank you for having that notification bell on. And it's pretty obvious here that we have built a very, very solid position trading completely sideways now for virtually 2 hours. And folks, I've often said to you that the longer a stock stays flattened out like this, that is nothing more than the term capitulation. And we've already seen the consolidation phase of it. We saw that when it dropped back to 789 from the big overinflated run up to 1170. And point that out, that on that day, I told you I thought the shorters might come in on the wave and run it up to the real high and then short it. And of course they did, and dropped it 32% from there to 789. And now the turnaround, and we see this typical 30% swinging up and down. So I'm saying, why not? Time to get in here. And of course it took off today. It's up 3%. And expect more of this, folks, because they're going to ride this wave right on back up. Why wouldn't they? It's been so successful so far. And I pointed this out. Why would you give up on this horse? You got to keep riding this horse the same way. And it's already proven, this horse has proven its durability and strength. There's plenty of demand out here for this. The only reason it isn't already at $18 is because of them, the outside forces playing this thing the way they want it. Like a fiddle, they played this thing just like a beautiful instrument, and they're playing it again now. And we're on the side of the recovery and gain and profit side now. This is going to make the move. Still, I think it has 25% to the upside potential from here, and I'm just going to call that my number. I still think it's going to be high 11s, 12s, maybe even 13, depending on what gets it there, right? I think it can drift up like it's doing right now with having virtually no news going forward at all, except that soon we're going to start hearing the news. They'll be coming out here 6 months from now, and those will be what they've increased their money on all these loans, student loans being coming back in, paying, and working out new terms with them. And it's just going to keep climbing, folks. It's going to keep building. This is like the tremors of the volcano, the super volcano, Sofi, super, what's the word we can use? Obsidian factory, super obsidian factory, Sofi. Obsidian, in case you don't know, is what's the stuff that you get, many people know, derives from lava flow and it cools, obsidian. And so that's what we got. It's a super obsidian flowing, we're getting better here, flowing. The word is that we're looking for with the I is like origin, something similar to the word origin, initiation. We're getting close. Yes, super obsidian flow, which really doesn't make sense because obsidian isn't flowing. But anyway, I'm having fun trying to figure out some synonyms. What do they call that? Synonyms. There's a word for it that's lettering that signifies wordage. And we heard many examples of it in the past. But keep it short and simple. KISS, K-I-S-S would be one of those. And there's many others, FYI. There you go. So anyway, Sofi. I'm glad. I'm going to think. Many people have said you ought to write a Sofi song, and I have. There's been many times when I see this start to take off that I start to get into Sofi rap mode. We might be getting there now if we can break over this 849 resistance again to $8.50 will be just in the rear view mirror, folks, just like we just saw $8 and 806. 806 is now far into the rear view mirror, isn't it, people? And we got to feel good about it if we got some there, which I know I have and own from even more. And we're getting to those numbers that are going to be the ones that others are in here where they're going to start seeing their balances going green. And I'm showing you DNA today. It was brought to my attention this morning by Double K. There was a few others that have been brought to our attention lately that we're going to take a look at now. One was Neo. All right, just going to take a look at these, see what it's doing. These are some that people have brought to our attention down today. All right, let's go to another one here. Let's go to Riot, R-I-O-T, see what they're doing. Are they still up as big as their gains were? Because I said be careful. And yeah, we're seeing a nice gain. They're still continued here on the summary page. Don't need a conversation page, but summary, there we go. I'm going to look at this chart. It looks good. Looks like there's been continued volume, and it's starting to come back in after a little pullback right there during the lunchtime. What do you know? Or just after lunch. Nice there, pair. There's a nice rack right there, and we're starting to see a cup and handle on that one on Riot, if you happen to be involved in that. Here's another one that I pulled up, BTIF, and this is one I used to own, BITF. I'm sorry, BITF. That's it, Bitfarms. What are they up? Because Bitcoin is up today, folks. Bitcoin is up nicely. What I noticed it was up about 4.5 or 5%. Look at Bitfarms up. Wow, $1.47 up, 16,666. Be wary here. All right, just saying. Wait for the little pullback, probably. Oh yeah, breaking 850. Watch SoFi start to move off this number, folks, and I'm going to show you why this is a significant number for us, and you can see it here. Look at this triple move over a triple moving average, and then we're going to get to an even longer term here. I want to get into this one. I want to see this. I'm going to keep showing you this as the mouth of this fish continues to grow, people. Right here, look at right here. Look at this blue 45 separating more and more from the 50-day, and look at the angle of this 10-day, which has stopped receding, now flattened out, and we're going to see this thing pop. I'm not the only one looking at this. I'm not the only one that can see what's going on this 3-month chart. Let's go to the 6-month and look at it. And there's the crossover. There's the bounce. Look at that. I told people when this price was in the 460s, I saw the duplicate of this. I showed everybody on that day, if you go back to around the 17th, that this was happening, and it was the exact same thing. The 200-day had started to gradually move upwards. The RSI was down below 50. We had the blue 45 crossing over the 50-day, and the price went from that number, 460 range, to $10.23 in 1 month's time. Yep. That's the relevance of it, folks. And watch what we have happening here now as we bust over 850. And here's our resistance today, 858. Where was it yesterday, folks? Look where it was yesterday, 842. You see that? And we're not done with this high yet, I don't think. 842 to 858. Nice 16-cent gain right there, folks. And we only had an 11-cent gain off of the low here, all right, yesterday. All right, so we're seeing a 16-cent move on the high, 11-cent move on the low. This is exactly as I called it. It is. And many of you that are here know it. I had 16 folks here with me. I want to thank you for dropping in to see why this is going to go, in my opinion, up another 30% from here. That's what I'm calling for. And it'll be, like I said, and I've said this since 5-6 days back, it'll all be so mysterious and everything will just look so, it'll happen slowly. It won't be, it took a long time this time to get it down 32.5% from the 1170 high. It took them 14 days. So this, like I say, the pyramids weren't built in a day, or Rome, or whatever, it wasn't built in a day, right? These things took a long time to develop and build and get to where they became colossal, and it's going to be the same thing for this stock, colossal stock, SoFi. You're going to see, all of us will be one day looking back at these videos, and I'm going to post one when we're back, I'm going to repost a video of a year earlier, the date, Chiaverini Day. And I'm going to show people what my first video was. We're going to do a celebration on that day. Like I said, Chia Pansy Day, where we're all going to have BO Chia Pansy pinatas. And we're going to have our personally engraved SOFI baseball bats. That'll probably be that'll be a fun time, folks. We'll be having a good celebration, and I might just do a live feed then with the party we're having here. SOFI group of people that are in my area that are going to be together and celebrating. And believe it or not, we might do it in Florida, because most of my SOFI fellow knights, are in my home state of Orlando, Florida area, and we might have our big celebration there on May the 15th. I know I'm going to be down there in February for the big barbecue festival from my friend that has it there. I've told many of you about it. If you're going to be in the Florida area first week of February, first weekend, I think it's the 1st and 2nd, then please come to the barbecue festival there, the smoke on the water. You'll have a good time with us. We'll have a blast. I can absolutely assure that will happen. And but right now, just like we're having a blast watching SOFI go right on up, just sort of like I called a week ago when they had it down 32%. And congratulations to everybody that was buying with me on the day. I hit 789, and we are all seeing the fruits of our labor from just knowing and believing and understanding how they were working it, and that they're doing it the same way. It's just a matter of, it's a repeat. It's a routine that we're seeing. Get on over here and see what's going to continue with these Bitcoin stocks and with Bitcoin itself. In case you weren't aware and didn't know, Bitcoin has made a move. I'm looking here right now at CoinDesk.com, and they're showing that it's up now 6.8%. So that's even better than this morning earlier. And so making a nice move, and now 7%. So, but like I said, 30,000 has been a stalling point for Bitcoin for some time now. It has and it was as low as 16 from hitting that 30. So it was down half, and now we're back. So it's looking good right now, I have to say. So good for the folks in the Bitcoin. My wife happens to own Bitcoin, some of it. And so anyway, I'm looking right now at what looks beautiful here on this chart. I must say, this looks absolutely gorgeous. And look where the volume is, all right? What was the volume level yesterday? 17,453, okay? And now we're going to refresh this page and see where we are in volume. With how much time left? Still over 2 hours. This looks great. And now we're at 17,064. Folks, this is going to be a good close. I'm just going to say it like I see it. It's going to be a good close. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. It's going to be an excellent month. It's going to be a fantastic year. Man, by the time this closes out and we see January, February, March probably, we'll see the fourth quarter come out results maybe before March, because it's April, May. So yeah, mid-February, I guess, because they did a earnings on May the 1st. I know that. So March, April, May. Yeah, it might be the first, somewhere around February 1st. November, December, January, February. Yeah, February. It should be 1st of February, which makes me kind of wonder, when I get back to see 1st of February the last time. Let's go back. February 1st. Did they do an earnings call? You'll be able to tell by the numbers probably, folks. Look at the day before. 666 opened up, and then 693, and then 824. Yes, I have to say for sure, to go from 651 here, or actually from 563, 554 even, and I probably have these numbers on here, January 25th. Yep. So, man, oh man, there's a big move right there too, folks. From 554 to 824 on February 2nd. And that must have been on an earnings call, because we see this. Because as soon as they got it up to that 824, how long did it take them to get it back down to what? Down and down and down it went to 513 for a low, 513, 510 even right there. Man, oh man. And that was March 13th. So boy, howdy. You see it here, folks. Big swings on this thing, and big money making big money. Been for a long time. And this looks awesome what we're seeing right here. Look at it breaking over 850. Yes, yes indeed. And this is already coming in before 2. People aren't going to wait. They're not going to miss this boat, it seems. Good for us, everybody who's here. I want to thank you for your presence. I want to thank you for showing up to see what I'm showing you, because these numbers that I have been showing you all along, day by day, they're starting to pan out, aren't they? They're starting to make sense. And this is actually the 3rd time I've tried to go up with a live transmission today and show everybody these numbers, because I've had storm damage in our area, and a lot of repair crews are around. There's a lot of electrical that was out all over 500,000 people here in the state of Michigan out. So when we get these things that get improved, sometimes they also can, when they throw a switch, it can go so far until the next place where something goes down. And so we can have these swings here for a little bit, and then hopefully this all gets cleared up here within the week, and we won't have all these transmissions being interrupted. But I appreciate the diligence of you folks. Look at this, 852 now, folks. Yes, indeed. I called this was very, very much into play. I told you that it was coming into play, that we were going to see this type of daily new higher high or new higher low, and then we're going to swap it back and forth. And my gosh, what did they do? Well, let's just look at it and see how close I was to right. Okay, so from 847 here, the price went up to 850, right? And then the next day they had an 808 low. They bought it down to 806, and they were able to pull them both down. And then the next day they went after the low because they were defeated on the high. See right here, there's an 11-cent gain on the low. They could not stop that, but they did stop the high run. But today, look at this one. It's interesting how they've swapped it. Now they flip-flop which one they went after and decide forget about stopping the high at 858, 16 cents higher than yesterday. Let's stop that low a penny below, just like we did with the high here, right? You see it? It's kind of fun to watch and see that what I told you was going to happen starts to happen just like I said it would, that they were going to alternate which ones they would try to go after. And I said that to you. Many of you know this is true. I pointed this out, and you're seeing it now come to fruition. And only because I went back and I looked at the history of it, right? And I said, oh, well, there were days when it started making its move back up off of $4.45 that they were swapping the high and then the low and then the low and then the high and the high and the low, but it just kept going up. It didn't matter what they swapped. It didn't matter what they made it look like on paper. It was just going up. So let me point out something, that today, this move that they were able to get on paper, this is a paper move, is a painful paper experience, because even though they were able to make it drop from this 11-cent gain the day before from 806 to 817, 1 penny down, now where are we? After it got to 816, those shares were snapped up, folks. Let's go here to the chart and see how long they were able to keep this price at 816 this morning. Let's see where it hit it, when, where, and how. I want to see right now on the one-day chart when they got this thing to 816 exactly. And I want to see the means by which they were able to get it there. And so we're going to go over here, and we're going to look here and see what the time was when it was 8:16. There it is, right, folks. The bell rang, and they threw it out there right at the very beginning in the first minute, right? There's a price down there. It says 8:19. I don't even see the 8:16 achieved. Let me look here again. I'm going to get across here, right here. Am I on the 1 minute? Let's make sure. 1 minute intervals. Yes, we are. Let's zoom in here. Let's get over here and zoom in a little bit. We're going to get to this low. There's 8:18. And there's 8:19. I just see 8:18 right at 9:30. It says open 8:18, low 8:16. Must have been during that minute, I guess. I don't know why they wouldn't be wanting to show everybody. But dang, do you see that? That was the only chance they had right out of the gate to get it on the paper at a penny lower. Doesn't that make you laugh? It does me. And I love it, actually. Actually love seeing that, because that just goes to show you that's all they had, man, they popped their cork right out of the gate, and it was off to the races after that, wasn't it, folks? Congratulations for everybody who's here with me and sees that what I'm saying is absolutely true. Now you know how they got their 816 number, folks, and when. They had to do it immediately at the bell open because this thing was going off and they knew it. And now they had the paper win. Right? The DD Files. Hi. Thank you for being here with me. Yes, indeed. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. Happy to see you dropping in. Woo-hoo. Yes. Everything I said, DD, is coming true. That's right. I called these things. There we go. There we go. DD Files. DD happens to be a musician, folks. If you like music, get on over there and check out what he's pumping out there in originals and fun tunes and good music. And so I'm shamelessly plugging him, not shamefully, but shamelessly. And folks, we're just going to keep laughing at things that I say like that because I do them all the time. Martian Brax. Tyler, realistically, when do you think we will hit $9? Well, realistically, I've said to this to people, it could happen in an instant. And $9 could disappear just like that too, because when I say it goes, it's on the catalyst, which is going to move this up 25% and 30%. It'll be on news, and we'll see that happen here because this company is always breaking news. Anyone hanging on to this right now is an absolute idiot, because if you think they're not going to come out with a news story here pretty soon about something, and I wanted to point out, there was a company yesterday that went up 75%. And you know why? Because they announced a spinoff. They announced a spinoff company, and it went up 75%, folks. Now, I don't remember which one that was that we looked at yesterday. Maybe one of you can remind me, but we looked at one yesterday that announced a spinoff and went up 75 freaking percent. Okay? So that's that's my response to that. And we don't know. But my thinking is, and I've done this, Martian Brax, this way. I've calculated going back to the first earnings call that happened right here on November the 1st. That's you can see charted out here, this November 1st date. And I went to October 31st, and I showed the price before. It was $5.44. And it went up 15.9% on that earnings day right here. It went up 15.9%. But folks, from the 1st to the 9th of November, 8 days later, it was down 23.6%. Why? Who knows? It went down to $4.94. Yep. And then at $4.94 on that date, then it was back up 6 days later, up from $11.09 to $11.15. It was back up 19% to $6.13. Okay? So these are very big swings every time on these earnings announcements. Very, very large. And even the one that the big move that happened on the 2nd, when the price went from $8.24 and dropped down to $5.66. The earnings call came out on February 1st. The price hit $8.24 and fell to $5.66, down 31.31%. This time they made it fall from the $11.70, 32.56%. But with every one of these drops, we've seen an almost identical climb off of those drops. It's amazing. 15% up, 23% down, 19% up, 30% down, 48% up, 31% down, 13% up, 30% down, 18% up, 20% down, 56% up, 24% down, 23% up, 12% down, 24% up, 32% down. That's from the last 1170, and we were at 4% up at 826. Well, we're not at 826 anymore. We're up here. So we're more than 4%. We're probably at about 6% up right now. And that's just the climb on this to get back, because the last drop was 32%. I expect the same game because it's about what they always do. Down that much, up that much. Down that much, up that much. They're just swinging it back and forth, up and down, and making major money on it, folks. Some of these swings only happened in 4 days. The biggest ones happened in the shortest amount of time. That's right. The $5, the move of $4 happened, and that was one of the biggest ones. That was a slower move. That took from December 7th, when the price was $4.24, which is the lowest it's ever been, by the way, $4.24 on that day, December 7th. I really would like to go back and see what the news was on December 7th that made it go to $4.24. Why don't we? Why not? You guys don't have anything better to do with your time. Let's do it. Let's go see. April 24th, 2000. April 24th, 2000. Wouldn't that be 22? And then SOFI. Stop. Boom. Historical prices. Technologies. Let's reverse this. Move it over here. There we go. See how I did that? I highlighted and then I just left clicked over the highlighted area and slid it over. Boom, moved it over. There you go. Tyler's tip of the day, in case you didn't know that one there. Historical price chart. What was the news? Help me out. Financial quarterly results. 2022, maybe it was then. I don't know. I've already hit that one, so I don't think so. Not pulling it up. That really kind of stinks, because I would really like to know. And was that the date? Well, let me make sure I've got the right date here. And that was 424. We're looking for the low here, 484, 442, 445. It was back beyond then. It was lower before then. Here it is. 424, December 28th. That's it. December 28th. Down 71% is SoFi stock to buy. Man, come on, give me December 28th, 2023. December 2021. I wouldn't doubt if the dates weren't right around that time, because it was down 71%. This might have been it. I wonder if they'll give me a date on this. Let's just see. But they're not going to tell why, I don't think. December 28th, 2022. There it is. Bar chart called it. Motley Fool. SoFi hopes 2023 will be a better year for the business. Macroeconomics headwinds appear to be worsening, which is terrible news for SoFi stock investors. Still, much of the bad news could be priced into the stock. All right. So that was the date that it hit the absolute bottom, down 71%. And we don't even see a reason why on that date. We just see a couple of articles. But I thought you might find that interesting. Oh, okay. That was my beautiful Cheryl saying farewell to me and luscious lips. Actually, hot lips. That would be if you want to talk to her on your CB radio, any of you truckers out there. All right? That's.
I don't do that anymore.
She says she doesn't do that anymore. Sorry, that was misinformation. But realistically, what I'm thinking is, back to you, Martian Brax, is because we've seen now this 32% drop that I expect to see from off of that 789 number, around a 32% gain, basically. It could be anywhere from 24% to 32%, but let's say it goes up 24% from 7.89. All right, times 24% plus equals, that would be 978. That happens to be a number that is called out by Hurricane Lopez, by the way, my buddy on YouTube that puts up broadcasts on SoFi as well. And so there you go. And but let's say that from 7.89 it goes up times 32%
Honey, did you say
plus equals, that's 1041.
your jewelry cleaner was in here?
Yep, I thought I had it in here, but I think I might have moved it downstairs, so I might have to do some looking for the jewelry cleaner.
I'm not leaving it
Or
in
it's
here.
right over there, but I don't see it right there. It's probably downstairs, and I have it in a little
Okay, never mind.
spot. Doggone, I did clean it up in here though, folks, at per my wifey Pooh's request, and we got it done. So, anyways, thank you for being here with me. I appreciate your being here with your time. I know there are other places you could go and spend time, but hopefully you're liking, even though sometimes what I talk about is redundant, it's for many that are new that come along that are looking at this, and then they might get compelled to go ahead and buy into this stock as well, which is what the overall, I guess the overall desire is, the end desire is to share that this is a great opportunity to buy into a great company that could go really ballistic really fast. Now, these numbers I'm talking about and improvements that I'm talking about here, some of them are predictable. Those are the ones that happen on each earning call, okay? On every single earning call, there's either been a run up on the volume like they did that first time on November the 1st, and that would be on this earnings call. They came in on this exciting news that they beat the street, and they came in on it and raised it from 544 to 647. But the next time they had a plan on May the 1st to take it down. Actually, it was on February. On February, it was at 824, and on February, they took it down big time from 824 to 566, okay? All right? So I'm just letting you know that to be aware, they took it down from 824 to 566, 31%, folks. And they did that from the 2nd of February to April the 26th. So I point these things out to you because they're relevant to what the moves are that we normally see on this stock. They're big. They're big moves to the downside over anywhere from a period of 4 days to a month and a half, or they're big moves to the upside in the same way in periods of 4 days. Now, what I said is predictable is the earnings ones. They're either going to run at 30% up and then 30% down, or 30% down and 30% up. It's still neither way at 60% each time they make earnings call. These people are killing it. Killing it. There's been 4 times 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 240%. I showed everybody here by these numbers right here. Had you started at the top and you had purchased and held here at 654, this price of 544, and then if you had been long on 544, got to the top and sold it and shorted it, then went to the bottom and went long again, and then got to the top, you sold and shorted it, and then you went long again, and you kept repeating that since November 1st. That'd be December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Where 10 months later, you would be up 493% on this stock if you could have timed it perfectly on every single high, shorting it and buying it at every low, which you did at 789. And now my presumption is anywhere from the price of 975 to about 1154, somewhere around there, something like that. Okay, and it could go way beyond that. Again, this is the unpredictable part, is not knowing when news is going to come out from this company about the next thing that they're going to break. All right, if they spin off Galileo and it goes up 75%, like that other company just did, we're going to take a look at some other ones that I've had my eye on here lately, and one of them is new. We've been talked about that, and somebody said that it might make a move, so we're going to see what it's doing. There you go, starting to go green. And there's some others here that might be at their very bottom, and that would be AMC for one. Let's see what it's doing now, because we're bottom feeders, folks. This is one we would be more inclined to come in on. Let's see what the volume is like on this. 20 million shares. It's a nice platform right there building, folks. Just here to tell you, And 11.19 a share. Goodness gracious, this thing was $1 something a share, $1.49, $1.35, and they just did a 10 for 1 split. You got 1 for every 10 that you had. Now you got 1, and that's why you're seeing the price 11.20, folks. 11.20, trying to put some more credibility in it, keep the big swingers in it. Gets down below $10, doesn't have as much attractiveness to the big financial institutions and so forth. So there's their strategic move. We'll see where they end up. But right now it doesn't look good. And but it does look good for this stock here. Very, very good. And I'm happy to see we're all gaining as I predicted we would be. And I want to thank you for being here. So now you've got my numbers on where I think we might end up. And what I want to see is gradual and slow until we get the catalyst. This is the perfect example of what we wanted to see today, the way it's playing out. With these lows at 829, 833, 847, 850, a slight pullback, then 858. Folks, this is in line exactly with what we saw here back on May the 15th, right? So look at these highs, 482, 498, 514, a slight pullback, 534, 549, a slight pullback, 540, 548. Does that look very similar to you? And then these jumps start to become big. Look at this. The next day, 605 from 548. Folks, that is a almost 60 cent move right there, 57 cents. And the next day, it almost moved $1. Okay, so then we started to see the volume piling in here. You see on it? Look over here. When this thing starts to take off, the volume will come. There's eyes on this stock, folks. I'm telling you. They're going to keep their eyes on it, too, because of this chart that I'm showing you right here. Things of gorgeousness. It absolutely looks fantastic. And I told you yesterday that what we were seeing right here, I told you this was all, what? Convergence. I told you it was convergence. And that's what it was yesterday, convergence. On the 5-day chart, we're going to go to it now. And you'll see it. There was the convergence that I called, and I told you, folks, it's not going to stay at this number. And I was right, wasn't I? Yep. It definitely was not going to stay there because that was capitulation, a force out attempt, a shake of the tree, convergence, and then bam. And now this, what you're looking at, is a major cup handle formation here. And you can see what's happening. We're going to come in now on the 1 day. And golly, folks, you can't really ask for much more than this. You really can't. Watch what happens when they try to attack it down. Look at that big buy just came in. 77,000 shares there. Green candlestick, folks. Right here at what time? 2:05. They didn't wait long till after 2. Looks very good, very strong, very solid. Worry not. Fears are by the shorts. I guarantee you they hate seeing this today. They are disgusted by this. I can promise you 100% they are. We're going to look at some other stocks here too that we've been pointed out to lately that we're going to try to pull up and remember. VFX. Was that it? Nope. We'll get it though. VFX. BITFX. Nope. VX. I thought for sure it was VX. Man, I keep forgetting this one. Huh. S. That would be Sofi, obviously. Still not that. I'm trying to figure out what that one was, but there's others out here. Let's take a look at some of these that we had an eye on that we're going to be looking at. MULN. I want to see what's going on with that. Mullen. Man, did this thing make a move on a letter this guy wrote to his stock shareholders. Goodness gracious. See this 1 month? Look at that pop. From freaking 11 cents, folks, to 96 cents. God dang. And what was the news? Unbelievable. Mullen CEO issues open letter to shareholders, and it was about the stock's price. Mullen CEO disappointed with company's low stock price. He wrote a letter to the shareholders saying he was disappointed. Daggum thing went up 98%. 90, it's just insane, folks. But be careful on this one. I'm just looking at it, just showing it to some of you folks out there that are might be looking for the big movers, and man, that's one of them that's been moving. But we're going to look at some others today too. Keeping an eye on Riot, keeping an eye on Bitfarms, keeping an eye on Bitcoin today, and it's trying to break over 28 right here. It's at 6.99% up. So just watching that a little bit, and we're going to watch SOFI continue to escalate up, I hope, this afternoon from this number. Even though we're toggling to 840, 647 now, we may see this change very drastically, and we are definitely seeing a change in volume, which is good for us because the more the volume we see, and you can see we have now probably shot past the volume of yesterday. And again, that's something they don't want to see. And I'm not the only one that pointed out how low the volume was yesterday. This 17,453, we haven't seen that number since the end of April. Yep, we haven't. Here you go. We haven't seen that number in a long time, folks. And we're going to see some popping in here, coming in on this. You can see the amount of volume that they bought in this morning. These are confident buyers here, folks, coming in here on this. There's a lot of volume there compared to where we are now this afternoon. You can see it clearly. All right? Doesn't mean the volume's not going to come. And by the way, did you notice again how we were up in after hours last night again? And I called it. I said it at the end of the day as I was closing out my session just after 4 o'clock. I said, folks, having seen that this isn't down right now already in after hours, just minutes after, because they usually try to hold it down, I said it's going to be up. And it was. Went up 2 cents in after hours. Not a big deal, but it did. And so this is a trend. Again, they've been trying to make a statement lately with SOFI that they could hold it down a penny under the closing price, or 2 pennies, or even 3, I've seen. But not any more than that. That's all they've ever been able to do in after hours, 1, 2, 3 cents. Usually just a penny. And they've been trying. But this time around, and again, this is starting to happen more often than not. And one of these times, it's not going to just go up 1 or 2 pennies. There's going to be an announcement coming. I know the way that this CEO works, Anthony Noto. Let's see if he's bought any more stocks here lately. And by the way, we're going to go back over here to institutional holders. We're going to see if anybody else has picked it up, because they changed this during the daytime. It was 698 this morning. Yesterday, 697. The day before, 2 days before that, 695. Now we're at 699 total. More longs have come in. 2 more long take-up positions, longs, right? And folks, we can go here if we click on this, and it'll tell us who is holding the most shares now. So we're going to go down here, and when you scroll down the page after clicking on that, what I just did click on, you can click on shares, and this will show you the maximum number of shareholders and a minimum. So you click on it again, that was the minimum number. This is the maximum number, and who's got the most. And one of them that's not there anymore, folks, is BlackRock. Don't know why, but they're not there. Vanguard and BlackRock were the 2 top positions. BlackRock's gone. Don't know why. Were they shorting it? Maybe. Because I know they do short positions too, BlackRock. But they're out. They got out. And you can see here that Vanguard looks like they're not shorting. You can see these over here, calls and puts. And these are gains. Vanguard has gone up. They've gone up. Silver Lake has gone up. All these are gaining their positions, folks. And there's Citadel. Look at that. They went long. It's not a put. These people have some puts placed here. D.E. Shaw, Citadel has a put on it too. And I knew they would, because that's what they do. And Goldman Sachs. Right? But call to puts, I've already shown people on marketchameleon.com how to go and type in marketchameleon.com, and in the search for the stock, put in your stock. You'll see the call to put percentage. I can't do it while I'm up and running here. But I'm not up on my VPN, so I can do it now. Watch this. I'm going to show you guys something if you haven't seen this before. This is a site you need to check out, Market Chameleon, okay? And when I don't have my VPN running, I can jump on here and I can put in, I don't need to log in, I can just put in right here, SOFI, S-O-F-I. There it is, SOFI, SOFI, SOFI. And there it is, SOFI's text, boom. Put it in, and what do we got? Well, the first thing it jumps to is a chart that shows you how much put volume. Look right here at 10:05 to 10:10, the put percentage, and the difference was 5,492 put to 2,359. Now, relevant to that price number of puts on it at 10:05 to 10:10, where was the price then? All right, look. Here it was, 10:05 to 10:10. The price was at, come on, 831. And then there, 10:05, 834, folks. When they poured in with their puts, the price was 834. All losers now. And the call volume is 61% to 39% put volume, folks. Almost 40% of this with puts on it right here today. All right? These people are out of their minds, and they're losing money, folks. Look where we are now. They have a major reason here. I'm showing you they have a big-time reason to get this price back down here to where it was at this 834, okay? At 10:10, it was at 835. They were putting the crap out of it. Look at the next minute, 10:10 to 10:15. They were doing 50% of them were puts. The next minute, 10:15 to 20, the next 5 minutes, 10:15 to 10:20, put volume dropped off a lot. The calls were coming in. And then the price from 10:25 to 10:30, put volume was very high again. Percentage looked like it was about 60% calls to puts. And folks, right there, where was the price at 10:25? Look over on the left side over here, and you can see the price at 10:25 was around 852. Okay, some more heavy put in there, and then they came at it again here at 11:15. Where was the price at 11:15? 850. All right. So there you go. The interesting thing I'm showing you here that you may not have ever seen before, and I hope that you understand how relevant these can be, the calls to puts, and the numbers and their significance and importance to them. And so you can see that a lot of people put puts on this when the price was right here, and they're burning right now. It's burning them up that they did that. They got to be very mad at themselves, and they will be leaving those positions this afternoon from 3:30 on. So just sit tight and watch what they do to each other. That those that are losing their butts now on that too, on those. Well, I can't say they're losing their butts, but they're definitely down, are they not? Yes, they are. Nobody likes being down, but they're going to get used to feeling down, looking down, and seeing. The only thing that we're going to do down is we'll be looking down at the price of the past, and it'll be up much higher from where we are. And I'm just going to say that because the volume is now surging, and we've gone over 19 million, and we're going to keep building this volume. And the only thing that happens there is the price keeps going up. Because yesterday, against very little volume and very little energy, it couldn't be retained. It couldn't be held back more than, how much was it down yesterday? Like 1.5% or something? I'm not even sure it was that much. But I saw it go up in the after hours, and I think we're going to see that continued to happen every single day. And I'm just waiting now here for not just news to break. I don't need to worry about that happening. I know, and I'm very confident that that will be happening because this company gets in the headlines often. We already know what Anthony Noto can do. Let's go over here, by the way. I showed you that they've increased. More institutions have come in on it. I've shown you that, and I've shown you which ones are the highest volume shareholders. And Silver Lake looks like they've changed and gone up. And this one here has definitely gone up. NAESX Vanguard has jumped in for more. And I don't remember them even being in here. Let's see here. Hold on. NAESX. There we are. NAESX had 19,533, now has increased to 20,646. All right. 20,646. Yep. Yes, indeed. 452. See, I keep track of this, folks. I like keeping track of this. 828. All right. I like to keep track of it very much so. And so what we're seeing here is more institutions acquiring more shares here. And Morgan Stanley is now up to 12085. Let's see where they were. I think they might have increased as well, but maybe not. Nope, they're still there. 12085, 836, same number there. All right. But we've got other people that are coming in, folks. We've got long institutions coming in. Long. They're coming in long. Forget about all these silly day traders putting puts on this thing that you saw that happened this morning earlier that are losing money. You got longs coming in institution form, and they're buying up these shares that are being sold every day, and they buy them by the hundreds and hundreds of thousands, folks, not by little bits. So it's just more fruit taken from the SOFI tree that will be less acceptable, susceptible, or less available, is the word I'm looking for. And we're seeing that now. We're absolutely seeing that now, and we're seeing increasing volume from 18,395 5 minutes ago to what? 19,066. 700,000 shares traded in the last 10 minutes, folks. This is going to start moving upwards, I do believe. I don't think these are all going to be dumpers here. I don't believe it. I've already proven to you they've been returning these shares, and the interest rate, the interest percent interest has gone from 16 down to 12 short interest. So I'm just letting you know that they're starting to give in and throw in the towel, and they're smart too, because when this thing goes right on off, they hopefully will have bought long, like many of you have. So I want to thank you for being with me. Those that have dropped in, popped in, looked at what I'm doing and why I'm saying this thing is about to take the roll upwards. And I called this before. I'm calling it now. We're going to see this same pattern from the 15th we saw in May 15th. This steady increase from this price of 522 for the low. That was it. After that, it hit 509, 13 cents off of that, and then off it went. It went completely nuts. But folks, it was all from May the 1st that it started with the attacks, because the price had hit 654 on that great earnings call that beat the street that I showed you. And that's the one over here on the right. And anyway, you've seen it many, many times. All of you have seen it so many times. I don't need to show it to you again, that's for sure. And but I'm very encouraged to see this holding up here right now at 2:20 p.m. And if anything at all, if we start to see this thing rise here from 220 to 230, hold on to the bootstraps, strap yourself in tight. All right, because we're going to keep going right on up, and it's going to be to our benefit to keep holding these positions, not letting go of them, because more and more people are beginning to want this. And you can see it, more wanted it today than yesterday, didn't they? Absolutely. And we're not even done yet. And the ones that want it now are going to have to pay the price, I'm afraid. And cha-ching, cha-ching to us. All right? And we see where it's toggling, 846, 847 repeatedly here. We see that. Let's go over here and see how they're trying to manage it down. Oh, look at that. Big red candlestick there. We're going to see how they're trying to do it. But look at this, look at the RSI now at 33. You better look out if you're shorting when RSI gets that low. Lowest I saw it get was 27, and then it shot off of that price. Look over here. This is the daily, minute by minute. Look at the size of these green candlesticks compared to the wimpy ones. Look at that right there, folks. Are you with me? You got to pay attention to these amounts right over here. This is right here. Oh, man, come on, get on over here. 100,000, okay? And then this one right here, what was that? That's $3 million right there, folks. And look at this little dump. How much was that? It doesn't give me the number on that one. 3 million right there almost. 329,000 at 846. 329,000. 329. 08. 329 times 8.46 equals $2,783,000. invested right there. And look over here at this one. This is a big one too, folks. These candlesticks, these green ones, are far outweighing the numbers of the sell candlesticks right here. Pay attention. People are gobbling these shares up that are being thrown out here during this 220 to 230 time. You can see right there that big candlestick right there at 216. 216 candlestick, 362,000 shares there. That's right there on the right. You can see it right there. And folks, look at that thing. Boom, just towering up there. Boom, like a big old pinnacle. And folks, see how it's red? Because they dumped 3,362,000 times 846. 362,000 times 8.46 equals 3,062,000. $3,062,000. And look what the price is doing. Did that affect it in a really major negative way? No, it took it from 848 down to 847. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Yep, 848. Looks like they got 845 maybe on that. 3-cent drop on $3 million. That's costly. They want more than that, I can assure you, on that amount of shares that they had to throw out. Because they used to get 5-cent drops on half that and 10-cent drops even on 500,000 shares. I've tracked the amounts that this thing drops on the amounts of volume that they use. And this is discouraging for them, I can assure you. And we're seeing right now what they're bringing on in real time, minute by minute, is what I'm looking at. Thank you for all of you that are here. I appreciate it. I know there's other places you could be, but I'm tracking this minute by minute to see what they're using in the way of volume here in the last few minutes from 220 to 224. And I'm watching these green candlesticks, and someone popped up, bought $700,000 worth of the stock right there on that one. And this one here was about another $700,000 worth right there. $700,000 worth there, a green candlestick. And there's about 15, 16,000. We're staying here, right here. Stay with us. And we're going to see these green ones, hopefully, from the next 5 minutes start to pop. And I mean to the upside. Because I think the share buys will be large. Because not everybody wants to miss out on this. And pay attention to the rest of the market. Look at the daggone market overall. These people are fighting a progressive market right now that people are coming into. S&P up, Dow up, the NASDAQ climbing nicely. And isn't it mysterious from that Thursday last week that I said, this sure looks like manipulation to me. The news wasn't bad. There wasn't any big story out. But Thursday last week, man, the NASDAQ just get crunched down. Can show you right here. Go to the NASDAQ, and let's go to the 1 week chart on it, 5 days. Look at that. Look at that Thursday rundown, and then even Friday as it continued. And I told you, folks, I don't ever think I've ever seen such an indication of manipulation in my life. I've been around a long time, and folks, this looks like nothing more to me than pure and simple manipulation before a big-time run. And on that day, I showed you that the NASDAQ had dropped the exact same amount as it did 6 months earlier. Just about exactly the same amount. It was 1,061 drop, and this time a 1,062 drop. I showed it to you. That's the point difference. 1 point difference before this started happening. And that was on that day that I showed you that NASDAQ chart. And I keep showing people that NASDAQ chart now so you can see the difference. I like to make a point of it because to me it's important to look at this NASDAQ chart to see the future. You folks know how much I love charts. So when I go back to this NASDAQ chart and I go to this 1 year, I can see this very, very clearly. And by the way, this descent on this drop from here at 12,006, this drop was met with some resistance. You see that? There were times it popped. There were some double fake bottoms here till it got to this 11,138. But folks, from 12,006, 12,006 minus this drop to what is it? 11,138. 11,138 equals, that's 868 point drop in a progressive slow drop. 868 points. Look at this one here. From 14,316, 14,316 minus, and then how much did it drop this time? To 13,290. 13,290 equals 1,026 drop. And look at how abrupt that was. There weren't any delays in this or pullbacks or fakes. They just came at that damn thing straight. Not like this last pullback, folks. Not like that one. This was just an absolute crushing shakeout. Major shakeout, folks. And there was a lot of FUD going around. This is all during the Fed and uncertainty and inflation and all this other bullshit going on. And this has just happened in a month's time from July 24th to here. Look how long it took here from January 30th to March 6th. January, February, March. Right. So it was actually January 30th. So we'll just say February 1st to March 6th. Just over a month and a week. And how long this time? July 24th to August 14th. You see that? 3 weeks. Not even a month, and straight down almost. Not this one here, not the same replay, but now look at the move off the bottom and the angle of this move, and you can see almost identical. Look at it. It went sharper here, then flattened out a little on up. Sharper here, flatten out a little on up. Folks, it looks mirror-like to me. That's what I'm trying to show all of you folks that are here with me. And so there you go. And you can see the relevance and the drop and the pop. Because from this drop right here, folks, of 900 points almost, the thing went up 20%, the market did from that number. 20% to this figure here. Be aware of that. Okay? Because I think we are in for another one. I sure do. I sure do. Could be wrong, but it sure looks similar. And history often does repeat itself. So we see we're here at 844. I'm going to go back now to the previous page, which puts me back on SOFI's main page. 844. And what are they going to come down here with next? Not 3 top growth stocks to buy now. It's going to be SOFI announces. And what will it be? Galileo spinoff announces thousands more depositors acquired at the SOFI Taylor Swift concert. I don't know what it'll be. SOFI considers acquiring another business, right? Who knows for sure? We know that they're sitting pretty right now. Here, if you go into this, we're going to get off of historical data, and we're going to go to another thing here. And I'm curious. I want to see what Yahoo is showing here. We'll get away from this one-day chart for a minute while they try to work it down a little bit. But still, we're 19-cent gain right now, folks. Yesterday, we gained 11 cents on the low. Today, we're up 19 cents on the high as I speak to you, right? Good deal. Like I said, the lows will be higher, and then the highs will be higher, and then the lows will be higher, and then the highs will be higher. And it'll just keep going that way, day by day, up, 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 up. And that's what we're going to see. Is my call. 19,769,000 now, going to cross over 20 million very soon. Very nice, very good call, very good gain today. And for all of you longs that are here with me, I want to say thank you for being here. Going over to my channel, I want to ask you also, please don't forget to like the channel. I appreciate it if you'd like it. And let people know that you like what I'm putting out there, because that helps it get shared with other people. So don't forget to put in a little thumbsy upsy, and that'll be great. I'll be grateful for you having done that, and for hitting the notify bell. I've always asked other people too to please come check out my music. I have a lot of music that's on Spotify and others, Apple Music, Google Play, and everything. And if you're making some money off of these calls that I call the bottom each time, and you're starting to make some profits, if you want to take care of me and show a little love, I'm also on TikTok. You can find my cash account right on TikTok, right over here. And you'll see here, let's get to it and make it visible for you in case you're care to do this. Right here is my cash app. Right there. Boom. Right there. Doop. And that makes it very easy. Copy that, and I can actually put that right here in this. Boop. If you want to help my channel wanna show me some love, show Cat some love. And then here's one way anyway. Here's the easy way. And then I'll put that, and then Control V, and hit enter. Boom. There we go. That's it, folks, right there. I think you can actually click on that. Mine's showing that I can click on it and jump right over to it. So let's just see, boom, if I do it. Woohoo! Look at there. Nice. Love it. Yay. See what I got here? Boom, that's just pulled right up there. So if you click on what I just posted there, you'll get that. All right, there we go. Perfect. Fantastical. Hey, we're moving right along here. Let's SOFI doing now. Oh, look at it. Oh, it's still holding its very well here, folks. We're not going to see any down red. This isn't going to be a red day, folks. This is going to be that last-ditch effort for them here, 233. Watch them try. Watch them make an effort anyway. But sadly, what they're going to be doing here, folks, I'm afraid to tell you, or I'm happy to tell you, is they're going to be just adding to the volume level. That's all they can do now. The volume is there, and the want is there, the desire is there, and the only thing they can do now is be left to just throw shares out to all the people that want it. It's just like they're standing on the back of the wagon, and everybody's coming up in massive lines because they've all run out. They want more, and they want more, and they're just throwing it out. And the supply wagon, it's not limitless, folks. All right, I'm telling you, the supply wagon is not limitless. And these institutions keep buying up these shares each day, and they're increasing them as I speak. We're going to go back here now to the original page, and we're going to see if they've gone to 700 yet. I expect to see it happen. I'm going to be ringing the hell out of this bell when the total institutions has gone to 700. And it already went from 695 earlier, a week ago, to 696, 698, and now 699. All those that have come aboard long only. Not one short. The shorters are getting more and more outnumbered by the longs here, folks. And that's what I want you to be aware of. Follow the money. Do not think about these little afternoon dribble-offs and these efforts that they try, which are so futile at this point, because what we see is going to continue is the same thing that's happened with this stock over and over and over. It's repeatedly been moved 30% up, 30% down, 30% up, 30% down, 30% up. And folks, this is 60% gains on each of these swings of 30. Are you with me? These are massive gains being made by them, and they're not going to stop doing it. They're not going to stop letting it go up from here. They made their entries at 789. This number here, that's where they came in this time. That's where they coordinated for. Just like they coordinated for this number here, 1170, folks. And then they said, well, how far will it get down if we get another? Every time we've been able to run this thing off every earnings down 30%. So what will that put us at? Well, that'll put us at 789 roughly. Okay, well, we'll go for that number. Then there it is, 789 down 32%, 32.56%. I calculated it out. And then they say, okay, now we're going to go in long again. And what are we going to do? Make it go up 30 or maybe 40 or maybe 58%. We've seen that gain. We've seen some incredible gains. And we're going to see this one make an incredible gain from that number to where we're going now. You see the direction we're headed in. It looks very, very similar to the past. That's all I can say about it. Looks oddly familiar. Not oddly, excellently familiar, I will say. It looks excellently familiar. And here we come now, approaching the 3 o'clock hour. Say sayonara to the work down numbers and what we call profit-taking share sells. And now it's going to be profit-making buyers. And profit-taking from those that are in the shorting department from here throughout this afternoon until the close. It's my opinion. And I say, anybody want to take a guess with me? But I'm going to guess at, as I said, maybe 816, 866. And that could be to a surprise of many, but not to me, because I think that they're waiting here on the sidelines and they're going to start coming in larger chunks here. So I'm going to keep very close eye on these candlesticks here, right here and now, at this price of 843 and 842. And you can already see, look what happened with the RSI. It got to that lowest number and it was over. I told you shorts, you need to be careful because the RSI hit it right here. What was it down to? 35, and then look down here right on this number here. I want to see this. 30. I told you 27 was the lowest I've seen, and right there it looks like they did achieve maybe 28. 28, and that was it. Again, right here, what they go out to. They tried it again right there a little bit. At 28 again. 28 was the number twice for the RSI to drop to, and then now we're climbing. And look right here, they're coming at it. They're trying to push it even lower. Here's 28 again. Right here at this number, 840. Expect the pop to happen here very soon, though. Accept it to happen because we're not the only ones looking at that RSI. A lot of people do, man. They depend on that for their entries, and they will enter here. It won't just keep falling. I can absolutely assure you of that, folks. Not by the looks of that, what I just showed you there. And it's good to be here. I'm glad you're here with me to see this. Look how they've repeatedly gone for that number, and it's popped off of it every time. So here we are again at that number right there they're trying to achieve. Wish I could get this to be a little bit bigger size so I could see it more. Maybe, nope, cancel. Don't want to do that. Nope, cancel. Would be nice to see this bigger. Get it bigger that way a little bit. Yep, we're down here right there, 828 down, and here we are again hovering at that same number. Look right there, 26 even. At 840, folks. I've warned you already, when they get these numbers, we've seen this thing make a triple. The last 2 days in a row, it's made a triple upside crossover at this time. The last 2 days in a row. I'm going to show you this on the 5-day. Look right here. Right? Look right here what time this was when this triple upside crossover happened yesterday. 3:10. But it actually began here at 2:45. You see? 2:40. All right, and here we are at 2:40. This is a repeat of yesterday. I think we will see it. And let's go back to the day before. Let's go here. Here's where they started at it. And the triple upside crossover this day started at 11:30 in the morning. It actually had happened once already at the day before at 3:55. And look at it, just keep bouncing off this and over this. And then today it totally broke away from that. And that 300-day moving average. That's concession, folks. This is going to be the very bottom right here. Look at the RSI here. Look at the RSI. This is their last gasp effort. They would love to see this thing hit the 200-day moving average at 832 right now, or 833. But if they can do that, man, they'll have more power than I think I give them credit for. I don't see it. I see this is the bottom right here. And why? Well, let's get on out here a little bit further and look. There's a comparable right around here. See if we got another one. There it is. What number is that? That they achieved right there? 843. See that 843 number they seem to have a love with right there? Look at that. 843 right there again. Even 841 I saw there for a flash somewhere. And then look here. 841, you see that on back on 823, August 23rd. This number is familiar. That's because it's right there. You can see the line. Draw it. Oop. Right there. Ew. There we go. Pull that out a little bit. That's the line right there. We've seen it before, so no surprises here, folks. Got this a little off kilter. There we go. There you go. So that's it. That's the channel right there, the bottom. You can see where it's been before, where it is now. And this is back on 8/23. So 5 days ago, this was the number for them too, folks, right here. Just so you're aware of it. Hopefully that helps you out. Know of a buy-in point. Because on these days, folks, these have been highs each time that they've pulled it down from. This time it's a low. Do you see what I'm saying? The difference? The last previous times it's been a resistance to a move up. And now it has become resistance to an attempt to push it down. And that's the biggest difference. All right? We're over this number now. We've broken beyond it now. They've got to fight to pull it back to it. That's the difference for you. I hope that makes sense. And others are aware of that, and they're going to see that this is a weakness for them if they can't get below this number right here. And they'll see it respond off of that number again, and that'll be the fourth time now that it's happened. So hopefully that chart helps you see. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time. Fourth time it's happened, but this time resistance to the downward move. So that becomes a very solid wall there for us at this number at 841. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. And I just see that interestingly enough, my SOFI playing, got to get over here to YouTube and see what happened because my screen went off on the left over here. Your channel, I don't know what happened, but my screen went away on the left over here. And I go down to videos. There we go. There we are. And live, we're going to pull over here. There we go. And we're going to put this back where it belongs. Over here where I can see what people are saying. There we go. I know what they're trying to monkey around with me for. And we're not hiding any chat here. Keep it up where people can see it. Look, all this is people coming in I hadn't even seen yet. Yeah, DNA is fighting. Okay, Spartacus, gotcha. In Clark, that resistance in the 850s is proving to be stubborn. Need to flip that to support before we can get the next leg up. Yes, sir. Yep. Well, that's all going to go away because this thing is just starting its escalation. This thing's got another 25% move to the upside, I think, in Clark. Yep. Yep. Then Clark, thanks, and thanks to you too, Spartacus. Appreciate that. And anyway, I was showing people here earlier too. Look at the call to put percentage today. They were putting heavy on this stock today at 10:05 this morning. Look at that. 5,492 put volume to 2,359 calls. Man, that's heavy, folks. We're twice as many puts to calls, but that was, folks, at 10:05. And if you look over here, the price at that time, folks, at 10:05 was $8.32, 34 cents. 8.34 when they shorted it and put on it the most today, folks. Man, that's a killer. That's got to hurt for them to see this thing. All those puts came pouring in there. All when the price was here from 8.34 to 8.37, 8.43 was the price. And now all those put-in positions losing money. Every one of them, folks. All right, so there you go. That's on Market Chameleon. All I do is go and put in where it says search for symbol. I just put in SOFI. All right, there you go. In Clark, I set my position last week at 8.25. Ain't back. Wait and watch now. Yep, good deal. Yep, that's all we need to do. And folks, I've shown people here the amazing consistency of the climbs and drops on this stock. The pops and the drops and the pops and the drops and the pops and the drops. And they're just fascinating. They're fascinating going all the way back to this very first earnings call, November 1st. I went to October 31st. Price was $5.44, folks. And it went up on the earnings call on November 1st, that this call right here, when they beat the street, it went up 15.9%, but within freaking 8 days, they dropped it 23%. Is that a familiar pattern? It had gone from 544 on October 31st to the earnings date went up 15.9% to 647, and 8 days later was down to $4.94. We've seen that before. 23% drop. And then from there on 11/9 to 11/15, 6 days later, it had gone from 494 back up to 613, up 20% almost, 19.41%. From that date, 11/15, it dropped in the next 3 weeks from 613 down to 4.24, a 30.8% drop, folks. It's crazy. And from 424 on 12/7, it took a month and a half until February 2nd to get to 824. That's a $4 gain, folks. 48% up. Holy crap. Man, oh man, can you believe this? Then from the 824 high, folks, it dropped all the way back from February 2nd to April 26th. So a month and a half to $5.66, a 31% drop. Isn't that stunning, folks? My God. Wow. From 654, and that was the day before earnings, they dropped it in 4 days from that earnings call. When it hit 654 high, they dropped it 29.88%. They dropped it from 654 to $4.59 in 4 days, people, on 360 million shares of volume traded. But then, folks, that was the ultimate, because from 445, that Chia day on the 15th of 445 low, folks, the price went from that, it went up $5.78, 56% gain. So, folks, this is giving you an idea of all the swings. From the 1023 on 614, they had it down only 9 days later to 771, a 24% gain. And then from 623 to 719, 2.5 weeks later, from 771 up to 1013. Isn't this incredible? A $2.42 gain, $2.42. That's up 23%, folks. See how many times it's been 23, 24% gains and drop. From 1013, they dropped it on the 19th. 8 days later, down to 894. That's an 11.74% drop. And then from 894 on the 27th, 4 days later, up to 1170, a 24% gain. And from the 1170 on the 31st, 2 weeks later, 14 days, on 818, price 789, a 32% drop. And now comes the pop, right? That's my call. You can all see it. It's all been plastered right before you so many times. And folks, you can see how this game's being played over and over and over. And I just laid it out for you, as simple as that. It's typically a 30% swing on this stock. 24% to 30 is very average. And so I'm holding on right here. I've been buying up at these lows. Again, bought some of the lows today. And I even put in an order to sell, but didn't sell. I tried to catch it higher in here. I was looking for 865 to get out. But that'll be tomorrow or the next day. And I'll make some money on that one too. And just like I always have on this stock when I've bought this thing on these pullbacks after earnings every single time, folks. Why wouldn't you when you see those swings? My God. 16% up, 23% down, 20% up, 30% down, 48% up, 31% down, 13% up, 29% down, 18% up, 20% down, 56% up, 24% down, 23% up, 11% down, 23% up, 32% down. You see, folks, this is how the rich get very rich on a stock like this one right here. And look at now, already starting to rebound, and it's not even at 3 o'clock yet. I told you this was their last, absolute last, the end of their Peter Popper. They Peter popped out. Look at all those red candlesticks from 150 on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we got freaking 8 out of 9 red candlesticks to drop the RSI all the way down here to 32, 20, 29 or so. And folks, this is going to have a great close. Just watch and be aware and understand. And there's the line of resistance, that red one I'm showing you now. The 10-day just hit it. Don't be surprised at all to see these green candlesticks start to build here on this 5-day. Well, we got to get to the 1 day. Let's get to the 1 day. There we go. So no wonder those candlesticks were all red. They've been working this thing down, working it down all those days in a row. But now we're going to come in on the 1 day, and hopefully we can zoom in on it, show you that. Oh boy, I am in a stall period now at 252. Often see this occur. Not that unusual to see it happen at this time, I'm sorry to say. And let's go see what my feed is saying here. Doggone it. We're going to get over here to analytics. Ooh, my goodness. All right. There we go. This looks like we're still running, but man, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Creator Studio is now upgrading, and I'm not sure what we're getting here. Hopefully we're still up and live, because I've seen so much interruptions here, and I keep trying to come up. Still says in stream, so I think I'm up connecting. Uh-oh. Not good. Lost it again. Says excellent condition, though. 6 concurrent viewers, so I guess you're all still here with me. I set my position last week at 825. Sit back and wait and watch now. There you go. Thanks to you, Spartacus. Yeah, both of you. Looks like we are still up and running in excellent condition. Current viewers, 7. So we're still here and we're still watching this. Going to start escalate, in my opinion. Watch the volume and the size of the buys. We're looking in here to see if we can get this, but it doesn't want to give me the 1 day chart right now. It's being stubborn. Very, very stubborn, even though I'm trying to even halt it. Let's go back and try it again. This is funny. They're trying to load it up for me. There we go. Hopefully this will be the 1 day that we get to see and see the size of these candles. I want to see what's going on. Chart is not available. How do you know that? What do you know, folks? Chart is not available. And here we go again. Going to the 1 day, the 1 minute, and there we are. Boys and girls, that right there is a big buy, that candlestick right there. 329,000. And now we're starting to see things turn around. Green, green, green. 3 minutes in a row. And I called this too, folks. Watch it start to climb here before we even get to the 3 o'clock hour. We were seeing last desperate gasp there, in my opinion, right before the 3 o'clock power hour. And now we're seeing the volume start to increase. And we're starting to see the climb. We're going to see it happen. We're watching the RSI has now risen from the 30s to the 50. And that's because the price is going up, folks. Price is going up. We're going to go look here. DNA, nice one there. Congratulations to you who came in on DNA. I know we had, I try and remember who it was at this time that came in on DNA. But it's been somebody who, I know who it was. Ooh, doggone. Come on to me. Come to me. Been giving us a lot of good tips here lately. And very, very good, solid tips on all these that I have up here. Some of these newer ones were some of his. And he's pointed out the runners here lately. And I'm trying to remember, golly, what is that cat's name? Spartacus. That's right, Spartacus. Yep. And Spartacus, I see DNA is fighting. So there you go. Yes, DNA. DNA looks good. That's my buddy Double K that called that. Yes, DNA looks good there, Spartacus. I agree. And I had called this for a nice little move on up from there. It looked like it was going to, and I'm glad you got in on it. Congratulations. And anybody else here on Sofi, you're going to be glad you're in on this during this last hour. You're going to see. We'll see the proof is in the pudding here, and we're going to see what happens with this volume. And we can already see that the price is starting to recover from what little effort that was there at the end to try to shut it down. And look at that. You can see this. We're in here tight, so we can see what volume was being used. And my voice is getting better and better day by day here, folks. But one thing I'm going to have to do is get something to drink. I don't have any beverage. And it's almost 12 o'clock somewhere. All right. All right. Going to bring in a little bit of something to consume here as we come into the final hour because I just want to have something to snack on. Be right back with my other crackers. Hold on. All right, here we go. Time to roll. Let's just watch this power hour that we got coming our way, folks. Thank you for being here with me. I know there's other places you could be, but I want to thank you for being here in your comments, sharing me your ideas, sharing me with your great picks, and what we got on the move. And we're looking at DNA here that looks very good and promising to continue to move on up from here throughout the afternoon. The volume is very solid on that, and very, very nice positive move there. And I know one of our cats came along and got some of that. Congratulations on getting in on that one, as it looks like it's very well set to make a continued move upwards, just like I predict SOFI is going to continue to do here in the last power hour. So here we come into power hour, 3 o'clock. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see what the volume does. We're going to write this down here because we've been keeping track of the volume on this thing, and I like to do that very much. So let's just get that out of my way here. And we're going to the volume. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. C-Day. Boop. There. We want to make sure and get this volume written down on these guys and keep track of it. I have it here for sure on one of these pieces of paper because I keep track of all this stuff. Where it got off to, I don't know right now. A volume sheet. There we go. Volume is right there on that one. And there should be more. Do we have it underneath here? Oh, gonna raise this. There we go. Nope, nothing underneath there. So where did it get off to? It's under here in my folders and numbers somewhere, I'm sure. I don't know where exactly, but not there. Huh. A little bit puzzling because I usually don't move those things around too much. I like to keep them within my sight. Oh, they're going to be under here, under this pad. I know they are. There they are. There we go. We're going to compare volumes here. And we are already, folks, at what? 20 million. Goodness gracious. At 2 o'clock yesterday, we were only at 15 million. Now we're going to keep track of this volume here today. All right, here. And we were yesterday at 316. We were at 14,783. Now we're at 3:02 p.m. and we are at 20 million six. Folks, we're 6 million more. All right, it's good to know these things. Believe me, at this time of day, and this is on 8. Yep, that's right. There you go, folks. 8:29. Yep. Yesterday, 14,783,000 at 316. Now at 3:02